Ever get the feeling you're being watched online? It's data brokers. They collect your personal info, your browsing habits, where you live, and who you're related to, and then sell it to the highest bidder. Aura helps stop that. Aura automatically removes your personal info from data broker sites and keeps it off. It also monitors the dark web, protects your devices, alerts you to real-time threats, and more. Start your free trial at aura.com/listen. That's AURA.com/listen for your free trial.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like aloe or Skims, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. With Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Back on the Bossman, you see him in the background, the man himself, 18 wins last year for the Catamounts, West Carolina, the one on the Justin Graham, the Bossman Show. Coach Craig, good to see you, brother. How things over there in West Carolina, my guy?
Bossman, man, it's always a pleasure to see you. Things are going well up here in the we, as we like to call it. We rocking and rolling. We always say every journey starts with the first step. We had that first practice the other day, and it was good to be back out there with the guys.
No doubt. Let me ask you, man, how cool was it this summer to see your guys come in and work where they worked for you, man, and just get better and seeing what you have on the court and knowing, hey, you can really build off last year 18 wins with what talent you brought in this year, and the guys getting better on their own?
I would say a lot of it is a nostalgic, feeling in the process for me because, being a college athlete, being a student athlete, and being in their positions, we know there's a ton of things they could be doing. And these are the things that we always try to challenge them is these are your words. You want to win a championship. You want to be a pro. You want to graduate. You want to do all these things. They just don't happen. You don't work a 20-hour week and get a 40-hour paycheck, So for us, it's about putting in the amount of work and being consistent with that, having discipline and always having sort of a heart of learning and trying to get better than you were the next day. And our guys in the summer, I mean, they really, really did a good job at that. And we look forward to continuing that here in the fall.
No doubt. In this summer, how much did you have to balance between putting in team stuff versus just letting them get better on their own? Because I know it's kind of a balance sometimes depending on who you bring in, trying to mesh new and old. So how was that balance for you this summer?
Yeah, I just think, it's something that we discuss with our staff is, you get 8 hours in a week, right? And that's not a lot of time. So what we do is we try to really put the emphasis on the guys and say, look, man, we have our 8 hours. I think it is about getting faster and stronger and better, but we also have to have an understanding of communication and things that, our knowledge and our system and schemes. So it's a fine way of trying to find that balance. I think it helps when you return 7 of your 8 guys, so now, you can task them with some of those things in our communications when they're playing pickup in the summer. And when we are having those shorter workouts, they're sort of the coaches outside of the practice time. So we put a lot on them as far as, their communication with it. There wasn't a lot of classes going on in the summer. So it's like, hey, you guys want to get better. You guys want to prepare. This is exactly what you have to do. And I think our older guys have done a really, really good job at doing that.
Maybe got Coach Gray, this guy love the process, man. Like each day, love the hard, love the suck. All those gases, all those stretches, all those in the weight room, those drills, man. You have to, because all that stuff they don't know it at the time like the way then you know it, but it pays off when you expect to pay off. All that hard work you put in the summertime, drill work, practice work, all that comes into play eventually in the season. And when you do it, it's like, oh wow, that's why Coach has doing all this because it pays off in a big game in March.
Yeah, I mean, for us, we talked about, when we first got here, the acronym, us coaches love acronyms. We had the TJDK. They just don't know. So it was like we were trying to always prove somebody wrong and prove that it wasn't the last year Western or the Western Carolina of old. I think we've done that in the regards of getting back to being respectable and having an opportunity to compete for a championship. Now it's like building the right kind of edge, in the Western edge for us and having the right kind of energy every single day, and that kind of consistency starts with the energy that you bring to the court with anything that we do. And then we talk about discipline of things. Like that's when we win. When we talk about games that we lost, the close ones, we were just undisciplined. Those teams were more disciplined than us last year. So we talk about trying to get better in that. Then it's that grit. You needed some dogs out there, some dudes that walk around with a little bit of like, I wish you would, right? And those guys. And then that last E is just trying to do things with excellence. And the only way you can do things with excellence is being consistent, disciplined, and always have a heart of learning. So we talk about that edge every single day. Since we got back in the summer, we changed that motto, and that's literally all we've been talking about.
Man, I watched that game against Furman, bro. I'm like, man, that was a heck of a game. I was cheering I'm gonna keep saying the butt off for
yeah. Nah, hey, you call it how it is, man.
I had to catch myself and start saying the A word, but you get what I was saying.
Yeah. No, man. I think when you our guys and when you're playing against a program like Furman that's had the history as of late and what coaches done down there with their program, it's like we're chasing that. Right. And the only way you chase it is go down and try to chop down the biggest tree in the forest. And that was a heck of a game. We came up short, but that's where the discipline came in. They were a little bit more disciplined. And then their guys made plays. We give them credit where credit's due.
No doubt. And like I said, man, I feel like that's something you can build off of. It's more motivation because that's been the top dog, as you both know. But the fact that you all took them that point, helped win that game, like, man, look, I know it sucks like you lost it, but hey, something to build off of. So we correct these things, like be more disciplined. Look, we got a chance. We was with those dudes in a tournament setting, throwing haymakers with them back and forth. We almost got the job.
Yeah, I mean, we split with them during the year. I mean, when you think of all the things that we did, last season, I tell them we're in a business where what you did yesterday doesn't really count. The rents do every single day. So that's what practices, that's what classes, that's obviously with games, that's how you approach everything. But I mean, first time we swept ETSU, swept Wofford, swept Mercer, swept VMI. I mean, you have all these things split with Furman, who won the league. Like, you do all those things, and it just builds momentum and excitement. And more people are coming out to see us. I say, you know why? Because they're coming to see us. They want to cheer for us, So it's our duty and our job to make sure we're doing every single thing that we can to be the best possible team that we can be. We're not trying to chase anybody. We're not trying to, build to beat one team. Every single game is the most important game.
No doubt.
If we can do that and we have that mindset, we'll be just fine.
Yeah, no doubt. I think I'm glad you had that mindset, because I feel like sometimes people build teams just for a specific team, and I'm like, nah, that's not what you need to be doing. It happens in the NBA too. They build rosters to beat certain teams. I'm like, bro, what if we don't play a team?
Mm-hmm.
You got to have a complete team to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I feel like you're doing win every game is do it for the right reasons, not because this one team. But you got the right mindset. I see you in the league, bro. It blows my mind.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's so many good players, there's so many good coaches. Like, that's like going around and counting the next man pockets. Like, that's not how I was raised. I wasn't raised that way. I'm not worried about what they're doing. I'm focusing on us. How can we get better? And how can we be the best possible team? How can we be our GOAT? You know what I mean? How can we be the greatest team that ever walked through this program, through this university? That's all we're trying to focus on is us. And it happens, I'm telling you, how it is. The really, really good teams, the really, really good players, the all-time greats, they're consistent, they're disciplined, and they always are willing to learn. They don't never think it's about them, So that's what we preach with our guys, and we got a good group. I'm excited about it.
And tell me about it, bro. You got 4 guys from my state, Georgia, on the roster. Tell me about those 40 young men on the roster specifically. But how important for you to come down here, Georgia, up throughout the state, to find talent that can play for you?
Yeah, I think for me, everybody asks, do you have a home state? Do you have this? I just need players that want to do things the right way, and value education. And then they have that little bit of chip on their shoulder. They feel overlooked. They feel like, because that's how I was as a player. I always, and I played in the ACC and I played professionally, but I always carried that chip around. And when you have players that embody that, it makes it easier to coach them because they see things the exact same way you see them. And for us to be going down into Georgia, I mean, there's so much talent, man. You go to Atlanta, it's a pro on every street, on every corner. There's one, and I tell our staff, I don't care if you go out 100 days or if you go out 0 days, guess what? We need the player. You know what I mean? So we try to make sure we have people that we trust that we can call on. Then we have to put our boots on the ground. We go put our boots on the ground. We try to do a really, really good job in eval and seeing things that are really, really valuable to us. Just so happened we got a couple guys from Georgia on that, but we got guys from all across the states, in the Southeast, and we're really, really excited about what we're building.
No doubt. Man, excuse, bro. This might be a little telling the little secrets, but do you feel like that this COVID year thing, NIL stuff, lets you get hands on better JUCO players and better players who are young high school guys because they're so focused on these non-commodities, older guys in the system still? It allows you to get some world beaters you can develop now, and when they get junior and seniors, like, oh my God, look what we got at West Carolina right here.
Mm-hmm. I think it's the evals, right? And every program, they value different things, and one thing I really value is toughness. I just, it's hard to play in my program if you're soft, so for us, that's one of the things that we always look at. Like, yeah, can he jump? Can he run? Can he shoot? Yeah, I get all those things, but is he soft? If he's soft, he can't play here. If he doesn't have a mental and a physical preparedness, like where they are ready for anything, and the most important thing is the next thing, then it's kind of hard for them to be in our program. If they're not a gym guy, if they don't value school, if they think it's about them, I don't know. We need guys that it's the we over the me, So we try to do all those things, and then competitive nature, man. Like, it ain't over to the fat lady sing, you know what I mean? Like, that's how and you can pull out the keys in the gym, you out there, right? But it ain't over yet till the buzzer go, and we got those guys that play that way, compete that way daily, and they push each other to be better. I mean, I say get right to that line. I mean, you get right to the line, but don't cross it, and some days in practice, doesn't look like they like each other all the time. But as soon as it's over, where we going to eat? Bro, where we at? You driving, I'm driving, and that's the kind of brotherhood you want. You want people to have iron sharpens iron mentality, right? So those are some of the things that we really, really try to hone in and lock in on when we're going out and recruiting talent.
No doubt, man. Like I said, you all built something. I know your phone's been ringing more since 18 wins, 10 SoCon. I know people calling you more and more when you make the phone call. Like, oh yeah, you all got those stay last year. So I'm glad you're doing what you're building. So let me ask you this, bro. Like, now you're going in year 3. What's been your biggest thing of growth that you're happy about with your program since you've gotten there for is seeing this whole thing as being the whole guy, seeing it from the 1,000-foot platform now. So what's the biggest thing for you, the growth you've seen, and how happy you are with it?
For me, honestly, it's not the wins. It's we're graduating guys, right? So everybody that was capable of graduating graduated. And we like to talk about, if we're coming in and you're a young guy and we're doing things at a 9 for you and you're here at a 1, by the time that you leave out of here, it should be flipping. Now you're ready for the real world. We're doing less. You're planning your days. You understanding because we're in the business of raising kings, and that's what I try to tell them. Like, I want a bunch of leaders. I want a bunch of guys that want to go out and make things happen and change the world and be able to do those things. How do we do that? We are really hard on you because in the real world, when adversity comes, you don't know what it is. You don't have an opportunity to say, nah, not this one. Check me out the game. No, it's right there in your face. How you going to respond to it? So I think how we prepared our guys and getting them ready for the real world and graduating, I mean, is something that I'm really, really proud of. And for me, more than any win, I done won a ton of games. I done lost a ton of games. I mean, those things will happen. But being able to have a guy call me back after he's left is like, Coach, man, I love you and I appreciate everything you did. That's one of the best things that you can have.
No doubt. See, with my father on Father's Day, man, his players hitting them up, and I'm going to take them to baby showers and business openings, and like my dad's got me just taking them somewhere to one players. I'm like, man.
Yeah, I mean, we got guys that have transferred that they still hit me, and it's like, man, Coach, you was right, and I felt that way. I was young. I was 18, 19 once and thought I knew everything and it was going my way. And once things slow down, you start to grow up a little bit, you realize like, man, these people are here just to help us, and that tough time is just accountability, and those are the things that we try to really, really recognize and have them understand. Telling you the truth is real love.
Yes.
And I ain't for the, my last name might be gray, but ain't nothing gray about me. I'm direct. It's black or it's white, and these guys, they really, really do, respect that. And I think that's why they play so hard for us. And that's why I'm so proud to be their coach.
No doubt. And you got some non-conference schedule, man. That's a nice schedule you got. I'm going to try to catch you at Vanderbilt or MTSU. Yeah. But I know you got Notre Dame and Vanderbilt on your schedule. Talk about the non-con schedule and how hard was it to put it together with knowing that you had won some games and dudes don't really want to play you this time around.
Yeah, it's a different call than my first year. We could have played every school in the country, and that's just a part of it, man. You're doing something right when you're taking some of those calls, and it's like, I don't want to play. Who coming back, or who you got, or And when we say it's like, nah, we'll get back to you maybe next year, So for us, it was just trying to, we wanted to play a really, really difficult non-conference schedule that's going to prepare us for a SoCon that ultimately we have to win 3 games in a row. We want to be playing and peaking when we get to the end of February and getting into early March. to be able to win 3 games in a row so we can go dancing, So I think we've put together a schedule that allows us to have some home games that are really good, to have some, go out on the road and be tested by really, really good programs and really, really good coaches and different styles of play, which our league gives us. So we really, really are excited about our schedule.
No doubt, bro. Brother, I'm be champ. Like I told you, champ I put off for you when playing Furman. I know Bob Rich don't like that. I say that out loud, but I was cheering for you, brother.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can see you do it again and this time get through the hump, man, and go dancing with one good time for you, brother.
Man, I appreciate it, boss man. And as you know, anything I can do for you, just say the word, my guy.
Hey, you from the Mid-Shaw, man. That's my guy. So, yeah, we brothers are for real, brother. We got the same friends, man. It's all good.
Yes, indeed. You stay blessed, man.
You too, brother. Thank you, brother.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z. Sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews. You name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What's up, good people? Bet Online is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. Bet Online continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.